Let's see. I need to. I'm here. My screen has frozen. Give me a second. How do I do this again? Okay. I'll be popping up in 3, 2, 1. There I am. Let's see. Do I have my microphone on? The music is on? Is the music still going? Just give me a moment here. I need to check all the technical things. Yeah? I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Hello, lovely people. What a day. Oh, I also look a bit dark. Let's see, more technical stuff. There we go. I think we're good. Hello, lovely folks. It's another day, it's another live stream. I am very excited and very ready for today's live stream because, yeah, well, I think the title says it all. Today's all about overthinking. And, well, it's not about overthinking. It is about doing things, doing simple things to slow down the overthinking, to slow down the thoughts, to calm down, to find a bit of inner peace and all that good stuff. So, I'm just gonna take a breath here. And prepare myself. Okay, no, wait, I'm excited. Let's start with that. I should probably start with how are you all? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling okay. But I'm actually starting with the part where I'm excited. So yeah, we're making this about me right now because I had the realization that maybe you need a bit of context. If you're new here and you don't know what I've been up to this year, it has been to create an art and healing kit with several different items that are supposed to serve as like an anchor in everyday life, meaning you have a couple of items and when you use them, you hopefully feel a bit centered and grounded and comforted and maybe even a bit supported, because that is the love and intention that I put into that. Now, I realized today that I basically have my kit. Basically meaning I'm missing one thing, and that is a deck of cards with art and healing prompts. Those aren't ready yet, I haven't seen them yet, but that is like almost kind of a separate thing because the other things that I have, which is a journal, a candle, and a mug, I have them now. So that means I kind of have a complete kit going on, and I have it right here because yesterday I received the mug. I haven't shown anyone yet, and I know you are here for a little overthinking art practice, and I didn't intend on talking about this stuff today, but I'm just like, I'm bursting with excitement. I need to tell somebody, okay? I just need to tell somebody. So here we are. I'm telling somebody, which is you. I'm even like, my face is flaring up. So I just want to show you real quick. I want to show you my mug. Is it okay that I show you my mug? Now, okay, let me just, well, you can see it right here. This is my mug. It is, let's see if we can focus. It's pretty shiny. I know that the light in my room is pretty dark, but there we go. It is a very dark, deep brown mug. The shape is called, wait for it, a snuggle mug. Did I choose this shape because of the name? Yes, absolutely, I did that. But it feels like a snuggle mug. So it's dark, deep brown, and it has a golden rim. Wait, I have a hot tea in here, so it's like, I'm not sure if I can show you what. Let's see, how close can we get without pouring hot tea on my stuff? There's this golden rim, and it has a quote on the back that says, "I grow not in spite of my past, but because of it." And yeah, I have it. I like, oh, right, okay, so to show you the whole kit. Oh, hey, Lissa, sorry, I didn't have my chat open, I'm sorry. Hey, Lissa, I'm so excited that you're here. And for those of you who are watching in silent, thank you for being here. It means absolutely everything. And yeah, again, I'm kind of sorry that I'm talking about this stuff, but I'm also not, because, you know. Oh, thank you, Lissa, for saying that you think it looks cozy. Like that is everything. Because if there's anything that I wanted for a mug, or for this kit and for this mug, it was to look cozy. So there you have it. Oh, okay. I'm getting so excited that like I'm kind of going crazy here. So we have the mug, right? But you've already seen the journal. And I have my candle, right? And they all have different quotes on them, but it all belongs together. So this is my little comfort kit. This is a very impromptu full kit reveal. But there you have it. The deck of cards are coming. They deserve a video on their own, but yeah, here you have the things. And I'm so excited. I'm just so excited because it's like, yeah. Anyway, you were here for other things, but I'm just like throwing it in there that today's little art practice, I will be using my little kit because this kit was created for this purpose. This purpose meaning today I'm flustered. I'm also, it's kind of like a wrinkly day because like my clothes are horribly wrinkly. I found this at the bottom of my drawer. It even smells closet. My face is wrinkly. I hit it in what is it called again? I hit my face today, so I'm getting like a blue mark there, and I'm tired, and like I just feel wrinkly today. And this kit is here to center me and to anchor me and to hopefully bring comfort and just some love in everyday life, right? When you hold this, you just feel comforted. And I am comforted by the idea that hopefully someday other people will hold this too, and like you just get this like telepathic, energetic connection with the other people who are using the things. I don't know, it's just like a little dream of mine. Anyway, we have other things to do. That was my little excited rant about the stuff. So today's little practice is all about overthinking. It is all about calming our thoughts, finding some presence in what might be a busy life, what might currently be a bit of a hard life. If you have a bit of struggle, if you have a couple of things that are just really burdening you or hanging over your shoulders, today's practice is to hopefully, the intention is to just be right here. And maybe right here isn't so bad after all. So that's what we're gonna try and figure out. Okay, so what I encourage you to do is find the mediums. Oh, and of course, if you want to do your own thing, do your own painting or knitting or reading a book, by all means do that. This little art practice is just here to, again, comfort you or to follow along with if you like, but there's no pressure to follow along if you don't want to. Where was I? I have completely lost my thread. Great. Oh, well, I guess I'll move on. I was supposed to say something, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was. But it was something in the lines of, we are going to use very simple items today. Choose a medium. Choose something that is very simple for you to use, like a medium that you're comfortable with, or just that you don't have any specific expectations towards when you use it. So for example, for me, I find that when I use, I'll show you, I'll be using color pencils today. I find that a very easy and calming medium for me because I don't have any expectations of the drawing or the painting, or well, a drawing in this case, to become anything when I use it. It's like, it's a relaxation medium for me. Whilst when I, for example, use oil paint, I'm like, my brain goes to, this has to become something, just because I associate oil painting with Rembrandt or like these big masters making these spectacular things, and like in this moment I really don't need that. I need simplicity. So I'm going for colored pencils. I'm going to be using my journal. This is what I now call my art journal. So I have an online version. I also have a lined version which I write in. This is the online version, the unlined version that I can do small art practices in. See, this is like, you can see here, this is where I've used my color pencils. I like this book for color pencils. So I'll be doing that. And then when you're gonna choose your colors, choose like 3, 4 of them. But since we are working on overthinking and kind of reverse the overthinking, I think it's important that we try to avoid having to make too many decisions. So if you're like, oh, I want to make this painting with 10 colors, then your mind has to think of yet another thing, yet another 10 other colors that you need to choose in order to start doing this little art practice. And that can just kind of, I think, add to the overwhelm, add to the overthinking. So choose 3 to 4 colors and choose happy colors. I love that word. Choose happy colors, colors that just brighten your day, colors that just feel comfortable, that when you look at them, you can't help but smile. I will choose my happy colors too. I have a little, wait, we don't have puppy cam today. Today we have my little colored pencils. So if you look down to the, what is it, the right, you should be able to see my colored pencil collection. And I'm gonna show off, I guess. I have another layer of colored pencils, and this, I think I would say all these colors are my happy colors. Like, colors in general are my happy thing. Colors just make me happy. So, let's see. I got my colors, so 3 to 4 colors. Don't choose more than that, or I invite you to, or recommend to not choose more than that, simply to keep the decision making as low as possible. So for me, let me see what I'd like to be working with today. I am definitely leaning towards an orange, a soft creamy orange. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I'm going for a soft creamy orange, and then let's see, maybe I'm in like a earthy colored mood today. Like I think I'm going to be choosing earthy colors just because it's their grounding effect, right? I'm gonna ground myself with earthy colors. So I right now have cadmium orange, and I got burnt sienna. And what else am I going for? Ooh, this one. This is, oh, it doesn't say. Oh yeah, red violet. I'm also going for red violet. So I already got 3 colors. Maybe that's enough. No, okay, no, I want one more. I want one more, so I'm gonna go for, let's see, okay, a deep red. Let's see what this is. I'm going for cadmium, middle cadmium red. Those are the colors I'm going for. And then I'm simply just gonna put this away so that I don't get distracted by all the beautiful other colors in my box. Let's go. Right, so I got my colors. And again, all these practices you can do with any medium that you like, but I invite you to use a medium that you are relaxed with, that you are comfortable with, that doesn't cause any unnecessary thoughts, any unnecessary thinking. Now I'm just gonna go to a page that I'd like to be drawing in. Now, what was I gonna say? No, I wasn't gonna start with don't. I was gonna start with that there's one thing that I've done so far in all these Art for the Heart live streams, and we're not going to skip it this time. That's kind of my point. And that is, we're going to do some deep belly breathing before we get started to really center ourselves, to really just get comfortable. I have been doing a lot of deep belly breathing lately, and it's fascinating to feel how when you really focus on your breath and do the right breath exercises, using those exercises, you're telling your body that you're safe, that you're calm, that everything is okay, and that like that feeling just spreads into your body and it goes into your mind so that you really can find peace in the moment. So let's do that. It goes like this. When I close my eyes, well, I still have an issue with this because I cannot breathe in if I count for you. But if I don't count for you, it's hard to follow along. So, how are we going to do this? I need to think of that. Well, okay, basically, we're just going to take a moment here. I'm not going to count for you. I'm just going to say when we get started. So what I'd like for you to do is count in 4 times. So count to 4 slowly, then hold it for 2, and then breathe out for 4. and then hold it for 2. And then you breathe in again. But let's do this just one time, just so you know that you get the gist of it, and that we can do it separate a couple of times as well. So we're gonna breathe in 4 times. Then you're gonna hold it for 2. And then you're gonna breathe out for 4. And when all that breath is out of your lungs, you're gonna hold it for 2. And then we breathe in again for 4. So let's do that 3 times. I'm gonna do this with my eyes closed and just really roll my shoulders back and really get comfortable. And then we're gonna get started after that. So breathe in for 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4, and hold for 2. And then we do that 3 times. Okay? Let's get started. One more. And then we just settle into that comfortable feeling. And then just let your breath go back to your natural rhythm. Take an extra moment here to just get comfortable. Also, I forgot to say that if you like, you can take a moment to just declutter your space a little bit, just around like at arm's length. Make sure that things are a little bit tidy, just so you know it creates space in your head to do this little art practice with me. Because I think what often like easily happens when we're overthinking, it just means that there's too much stuff. And there's too much stuff in our head, but I think that when things are messy and decluttered and out of order around us as well, that kind of goes into our brains too. So I find it a very therapeutic thing when I'm overthinking, when my head is like just spinning around in circles about the same things over and over. I actually go and declutter stuff. I go wash stuff. I just go do chores. So I think if I'm to give like any overthinking advice, it is go do your laundry. No, but like literally go clean up some stuff, go do some chores. Maybe not even that, but just using your hands, just physically go and move. I'm not talking about working out or going for walks. That definitely doesn't work for me, because if I go on walks, you know, and I don't listen to anything, and I'm not on my phone, and that's usually how I go on walks, you know, my brain, I can just hear my brain. Even worse. Working out as well as like when you are mentally tired, working out is just really freaking hard. And I don't, like, if I'm allowed to say so, I don't think that you have to try to work out to feel mentally better. Like sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you just need chores. That's my little wisdom of today. Sometimes you just need chores. Anyway, we are going to keep it very simple today. And that is, we're just going to be making shapes. We're going to be making lines. We're going to be making straight lines. We're going to be making curves. We're going to be making circles, hearts, dots, just like very simple things in the colors that we feel connected to right now. So again, wait. Oh, that makes me happy, Emma. Emma agrees on doing chores when you're anxious or when you're overthinking. Yes, I'm not the only one. But yeah, since we are a bit stuffed in our brains today, maybe we've been stuffed in our brains all week, we need to do simple things that, yeah, relax us. But I say that carefully because I think that when we think of, oh no, I'm gonna do a thing to relax myself, like as soon as we put I'm gonna do this thing on a thing, our brain gets like another thing to be thinking about. If we can do it right, if we do it wrong, if we should do it differently, right? So what I'd like for you to focus on right now is to just do, right? We're gonna focus on every millisecond thing that we're doing, we're just in the present doing that. We're not going to be thinking about the next second. We're not going to be thinking about the next step. We're just going to try to be right here. So I invite you to pick up your color of choice that you'd like to start out with. I need to sit a little bit better here. I'm sitting in my little reading nook that I have by my window. It's like it's a very sweet and cute spot. It's just not very comfortable. But yeah, pick your color of choice. Make sure that you have a bit of space around you, that everything is a little bit decluttered, that you just feel comfortable right now. Just see if you can feel comfortable. See if you can just, you know, you're just here. You're just here with me today. We're just going to be playing around with happy colors. We're just going to have a good time. And just for the next hour to 90 minutes, you don't have to think about anything else. We're just here. We're just here. You're just giving yourself this gift of being here, doing a little art practice, right? So pick your favorite color with whatever favorite medium you want to be using. And we're going to start with straight lines, okay? I know this, if you use watercolor, this might be a little bit trickier, but I think you can still manage a fairly, well, you know what, even if the line isn't straight, who cares? Then it's just a crooked line. I don't care. Just make a line, and if it's crooked, it's crooked. What I would like to invite you to do is, when you create this line, just kind of, this might be hard, right? This is just an invitation. You don't have to make it work. It doesn't have to make sense, but try. Give it a try. It works for me, so I'm just sharing the things that work for me. But when you make this line, try to feel it as like a sigh. Like when you make the line, you just... Does that make sense? Probably not, but we're gonna do it anyway. When you make the line, you kind of sigh. You mentally sigh when you make that line. Just like, oh, I'm letting this go. Oh, this thought. Oh, this day. Oh, this week. It's just... when I make this line, I sigh it out and I let it go and I let things be what they are. So let's try that. Let's test that. Can you see? Yeah, you can kind of see what's going on, can't you? We have a little thing here. I can move a little bit closer. So think of line means sigh. We're sighing out a little overthinking something in our brain. Okay? So first line, you can start on the middle of your page. You can start in the corner. If, you know, a big line feels daunting, start with a very, very minuscule, tiny line. You know what? Let's start with a tiny line, just to get ourselves started. So, just a tiny line, and I'm just gonna... just gonna sigh it out, okay? Let's do that again. Right below that line, just gonna sigh. So I'm maybe doing this a little bit dramatically. You don't have to out loud sigh when you make the line. I'm just gonna do it for, like, how do you call it? Understandable purposes. But you can sigh in your head, you can sigh in your chest, you can sigh out loud, you can scream too if that feels right. But we're trying to relax here, so screaming doesn't you don't really associate that with relaxing, so maybe we should just stick to the sighs. Okay, so we're just gonna do that a couple of times. Think, line, sigh. You let something go, something that is burdening you, something that's just like being iffy and stiffy and uncomfortable, just trying to let it go when you make the line. So and you can take a bit of time to just, you know, you don't have to make all the lines fast after each other. Like, really be deliberate with the line that you're making. We're really trying to connect the movement from our hands with the stuff that's going on in our brain. We're really trying to be present. So when we make the line, we are here making the line, sighing it out. We're not thinking about that boss that is annoying us, or thinking about that I don't know, I can't for the life of me think of something that's annoying right now, but I guess that's a good sign. But we're not thinking about anything annoying, we're just here making lines. And you can overlap them. Remember, we're not here to create a painting that is beautiful or a masterpiece, we are doing something now to release the knots and the troubles in here. So with your brush, with your pencil, just make lines wherever you feel suitable. You can also make one line here, and then maybe you go to the other side of the page and you make a line there, and then you make one completely through the center of your page. Like, it's completely up to you. Just think line means sigh. Line means letting go. Sometimes you might want to up the tempo a little bit. Sometimes you just want to take it slow. Whatever feels right. Whatever invites you to be in the present. You can also follow the line with your eyes and just kind of imagine that the beginning of the line is your little troubled head, and as you draw the line towards the end of the line, it is a very happy, peaceful head, a very peaceful mind. I find it funny enough that just visualizing mental stuff visualizing mental stuff and releasing it through a physical art practice, that has helped me release so many emotions or so much stress and anxiety. Like, it is just like made me all gooey and melty inside. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but that's kind of why I'm emphasizing connecting your imagination to the lines that you are making. You are literally using this as a tool to untie the knots in your brain. And for now, just keep going with the first color that you chose. We're going to do other stuff as well. And just have a bit of fun with it. Maybe you can even make a cool pattern. Maybe it feels right to make a whole bunch of tiny lines, tiny strokes, getting a little bit of that energy out. Maybe you're angry at somebody or something. Maybe you need some more aggressive strokes. Well, then you add those aggressive strokes in there. And for each aggressive stroke that you add, you kind of just pour your anger or your annoyed feeling or your irritation. Just put it in through the pencil strokes. Let it go, and you don't need to have that in your head, right? It doesn't need to be in there. It doesn't need to be here. We are now giving ourselves the permission to put it here on the page, visually out there, so we can feel more at peace in here. And you can also overlap them. So maybe you've made lines, big lines one way, but now you can go vertical or horizontally over them and make these nice crisscrossy things. And it's funny how just with lines, it still becomes art. We're still making art, even though the intention is to empty our brains. And I just invite you to keep at this until you feel a little bit more centered. Again, the goal here isn't to think that we need to get rid of something, right? I think that can do more harm than good. I'm gonna have a sip of tea. You just keep on making lines if you're comfortable with it, or if you want to take a moment to sip some tea, you do that. But just the idea and the thought of having to get rid of something that is inside of us creates this friction of there's something wrong with me. I need to do something. Like it can just accumulate to the thoughts of overthinking and all the to-dos and all the things that aren't good enough as they are. Now I think also there's like, this is just my humble opinion, but I think there are two kinds of overthinking. Maybe there are way more, and I just need to read more psychology books, probably. But like, from my standpoint right now, there are two kinds of overthinking. One is the one where we put it on ourselves, right? There's not actually something outside of us that is putting pressure on us. There are no specific deadlines or like goals that have to be met that needs to be done other than the ones that we set for ourselves. So take me as an example here. I have my little businessy thing. I have my launch in 2 weeks. I'm launching in 2 weeks, and I am by far not ready at all. And so that's a deadline, that's a goal I've set for myself, and there's so much that comes looking that can possibly be stressful for me because I've set that for myself. And of course I start overthinking because there is so much to do. But it's self-inflicted. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's self-inflicted overthinking. And then you have the kind of overthinking where life just throws shit at you. And we all have that from time to time, or often. Like life just throws you something that you do not know how to deal with, and that causes so much anxiety and so much like worry. And worry is such a cause for overthinking, obviously, because we don't feel like we are in control of the situation. We don't know how to handle it. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do about it. And so, our brains naturally want to find, it wants to feel safe. It wants to feel comfortable. So it's trying to control something that isn't necessarily controllable. It's not up to you what's going to happen or how it's going to happen or how it's going to evolve. So how can we manage to find peace in a time where life throws this stuff at us, right? And that's something that I've always struggled with. Just like that unpredictability of life. And that kind of overthinking is definitely much heavier. Like, at least from my perspective, I find that way harder to cope with because, again, you have to deal with unpredictable stuff. And how can you make yourself feel safe in a situation or with things when you don't know the end of it, right? And versus the overthinking that I have now, which is with my little businessy thing and my deadlines, it's like I can manage to stop and say like, hey, wait a minute, Frederike, you wanted this, right? You set this deadline. You are in full control. If something needs to change, if something needs to be postponed, if something is good enough and you don't like, if I don't have to chase perfectionism or it doesn't have to come to a conclusion, then I'm pretty good at just stepping back and say, okay, you know what, there's like, the world isn't burning because of it, right? I can find fairly easily peace when I have my self-inflicted overthinking versus when life is putting it on me, when things are happening and I don't know how to deal with it. Like, I'm right now not really sure where I was going with this little overthinking thing, but I guess you know what, I'm just not even gonna say it. I take that back, because in these streams I just talk. I just talk, and whatever comes out comes out. So yeah, I think I just wanted to get at, if you are here with me today and you are struggling with overthinking that is not self-inflicted, that is from the world or from life outside of you, and it's hard to be in it, I just want to give to you the permission to say that this is hard. Like, because that makes it worse as well, right? We are in a situation that is really hard, and then we have these ridiculous expectations towards ourselves to be a certain way, to react a certain way, and we're humans, so there's no blueprint to how we can possibly react to something. And so we put, if you're anything like me, you put more burdens on yourself for thinking that you should be reacting differently to something that is completely out of your control in the first place, right? So I want to give you the permission slip to say that this is hard, and to feel it, and to sit with it. And I think from the shallow life experience that I have in my 27 years of living, I find that in these moments, when life throws shit at you, yeah, I was gonna say something and I've lost it. Oh, my brain isn't functioning today. Oh, this is embarrassing, right? I was gonna give you this big talk on how to deal with big life circumstances and nothing comes up. Okay, maybe a sip of tea will help me. Yeah, maybe I should start making a script or something so I don't end up leading to like a big conclusion of something and then there is nothing. Ah, great. But no, I think I started this because before the stream, I had a thought that I wanted to share with you. Maybe I should make a couple more lines and then I'll remember it when I'm making the lines, because now I'm starting to overthinking what I'm doing. That's where I'm going wrong. I'm overthinking the stream. I'm overthinking that I should be giving some wisdom. But that's not what we're here to do, right? So I'm just gonna make a couple more lines. And I invite you to still make the lines. Because again, today is very, very simple. We're keeping it simple deliberately so that we don't have anything extra to think about. We're trying to just be here. We're just being here. Just making lines with our favorite colors. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm sometimes doing like counter, like the things I invite you to do, I don't do myself, because I suddenly came up with the thought where I was going with the big life stuff, when life is big stuff. I think I just basically wanted to come to the conclusion that I realized the importance of being able to let that go and keep on telling myself that no matter what life throws at me, I can stand in it. And I know that sounds very simple. That sounds like when life throws the most horrible, uncertain things at you, it feels impossible. But it isn't. I think I saw this quote the other day. What did it say? I don't remember it like wordly correct, but something in the lines of, you have survived everything. Because you're still here, right? You've had your life. You've had all this hardship behind you. Well, I hope you haven't. I hope you haven't had a lot of hardship. But if you have, you're still here. You're still breathing. You're still alive. And that shows such immense strength. That shows how brave and courageous you are. And even though you might not feel like you are doing well, just the fact that you're here it's proof of that. It's proof of your strength. It is just literal proof that you can stand in anything. And yeah, I think when I read that quote, I myself found comfort in that, because I think reading it gave me the permission to see how far I've come and to acknowledge that, hey, the stuff that I did go through, that was actually pretty hard. And I'm still here. So what does that say about me? Well, it says that, you know, I actually have more inner strength than I thought I did, right? I think I'm not giving myself enough credit for being here and for being where I'm at. Yeah, so if life is throwing shit at you right now, and it feels difficult to handle, and it feels like your brain is exploding with trying to find all these solutions, in this moment, it's okay to just breathe and try to find some faith and some trust in that things will be okay. Because you're here, you survived all the other stuff. You'll survive it again. You'll get through it again. You'll get answers. You'll find the solutions. It'll all come. And I also think that, like, when we manage to when we manage to find some peace in the here and in the now, when we manage to tell our bodies that, hey, I got this, you know, I'm taking care of myself, things will be okay, I'm here. That's when solutions and peace will arrive faster also, just because we're able to let it go. I'm not sure if that makes sense. That's you know, this is my little brain just trying to find the right words. But when we manage to accept where we're at, the answers and the conclusions and the solutions can come faster as well. Because if we keep on like being annoyed at all the thoughts in our head and being annoyed at things not going right, or like feeling all these heavy emotions for things that are going on, we keep on battling ourselves. I think you know what, I have a thought. I'm gonna keep talking about it, but also we're doing an art practice and I am not. I'm just completely rambling and forgetting about the art practice. So let's do that first. Pick another color. Put the color you just used, put it away. Let's take the next color that we feel like using, and I think I'm gonna go for what is this, red violet? I think I'm gonna be using this one. So we're just gonna keep on doing the thing with lines, but now we're going to be making big curved lines. Now that might sound a little bit daunting, because curved lines, I personally find them a little bit harder than straight lines, just because a straight line can be wobbly, but it's still like a, you know, it's still kind of straight because it goes from one end to the other, whilst curved lines are like, as soon as you start getting the wobbles in them, well, it's still a curved line, I suppose. So I'm not sure why I'm overthinking that. So, okay, let's keep it simple. Curved lines, draw from your shoulder. So if you find it like, I think it's easy, especially when we're stressed or when we're anxious, we just tend to like sit like this, just really holding the pencil or the brush very narrow at the tip. We tense in our shoulders, everything just tenses up. So I invite you to just roll your shoulders back for a moment and feel like just wobble a bit like a chicken, right? Just do a bit like this. Just release the tension a little bit. Do it, exaggerate it also. Just, you know, make it a bit of fun. Just shake it out, just like that, you know? We're gonna be loose, we're gonna be making loose curved lines, and we're gonna be focusing on making the movement from our shoulder, because that's when we can easier make the bigger lines. You might notice how it works when you give it a try. So let's give it a try. Put your tip or like your brush or your pencil tip on the paper, and just you know, if you go over to another page, or if you go to the wrong side of something, right? Don't care, we're just gonna make, with our shoulder, we're just gonna make a line. So you're not gonna be using this, you're not gonna be using this, you're gonna be using this. So we're just gonna exaggerate this movement. Okay, I'm not sure, can you kind of see what I'm doing here? I hope so. So I'm just gonna use my shoulder, everything else stays loose. I'm gonna be making a line, and I don't care if it goes over the lines that I made before, the red lines. There we go. I'm just gonna do that again. I'm having my pencil so like loose in my fingertips. It barely holds it, and it's just my shoulder making the line, moving it across the paper. Also, if you feel like you need to move your book around a little bit, you do that. You cannot do this wrong. Just make that curved line. Now I've drawn over my curved line several times. So start with doing that. Well, it's a bit difficult with watercolor, but stay close to the first curved line that you made. And just move your shoulder. Just feel like the practice here is really to feel the looseness in your shoulders. Like the focus is that you're going to release the tension, because overthinking and all these kind of things, it also goes into your neck, it goes into your muscles, it stiffens you up, right? So here you can kind of see proof of how relaxed you are with your line, because if you're not relaxed, you're going to see this like, you know, it's going to become very hard lines, they're going to become crooked, they're going to look very control-y, kind of. It's going to look, you'll see that you're trying to control the line, but we're not here to control the line, we're just here to make it and see where it ends up with our shoulder. Just keep drawing that. And then if you like, you can start making them other places. Just layer it on top. Either you layer it on top on the straight lines that you made, or you go to a blank side of the page. And just make curved lines with your shoulder. Remember, your shoulder shows how relaxed you are. If it's all in your hand, if it's in your elbow, you are still carrying a lot of tension in your muscles. And right now, we don't have space for tension, right? We're just here in the moment. Now, with the straight lines, we were here to sigh it out. We're just here to like letting it go, like, right? Let out the thoughts that are just nodding in your brain. We were sighing it out through the lines. What I like you to do with these lines is, for each line that you make, think of something you're grateful for. Even if it's just one thing, repeat it as a mantra for every time that you make the line. Now, this is going to be kind of like, this is not that easy, because we're also trying to stay loose in our shoulder. We're trying to stay loose here. So whenever you need, right, straighten up, just roll your shoulders. If you feel the tension coming back, just like shake it out a little bit. But the importance here is that for every curved line that you make, you say one thing that you're grateful for. So if the only thing you manage to be grateful for today is the sun is shining, then for each line you say, I'm grateful for the sun that is shining. It goes a little bit faster when you say it out loud. Like, just say the sun. I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for the sun. And maybe when you think of being grateful for the sun, you can also be grateful for the blue sky that accompanies it. And maybe when you've thought about the blue sky, you remember that there are beautiful autumn colors outside. And you're like, oh, I'm grateful for the autumn colors. I'm grateful for the beautiful leaves that are falling from the trees, and that they prove that we can shed our layers, we can lose a lot of stuff and still trust that a new season will come. Yes, we might enter winter now. Yes, it might look barren and dead and sad. But we know, like nature does, that spring will come again. It always does. And so we can be grateful for the autumn leaves that are falling outside in our lives, because we know that it makes space for all the beautiful things to come. And also, if you hear some loud noises, there's a tractor that decided to start driving around on their property right next door right now. So I hope that I have like the right I hope I have the right settings on my microphone so that it doesn't pick that up. But yeah, making the curved lines and say something you're grateful for. Now, I also know that before I picked up this color, I said I was going to say something. I can't think what I was going to say, but I do know that something I'd like to build upon now is the practice of gratitude when we are overthinking, or when we're anxious, or when life feels too much. Again, if you just popped in here and you don't know what I've been talking about until now, I said that I think there are two types of overthinking. So you have the overthinking that is kind of self-inflicted, of you put deadlines, you have goals, you have things you need to do, but it's all, the cause is all because of yourself. And then there is the overthinking that comes when life throws shit at you, or difficult situations at you, and how do we handle those? And I said something in the lines of trusting that the solutions and the answers will come, and trusting that it's okay to let it go and just say, oh, you know what? I also in so many instances have found when life is really hard and life throws shit at you, just to tell myself that, you know what, I'm too tired to freak out about it. That might sound weird, but I often find myself thinking that I'm just too tired to put more mental energy in this, and that also becomes like a way for me to let things go, because you know what, I'm just too mentally tired. And this stuff here, right here, I'm acknowledging that this is really freaking hard. I am really, really struggling. And I don't have the capacity to just drown and get lost in it. And that for me has helped create space to find peace in the present. I'm not sure if any of this makes sense, but... And also, like, just seeing and acknowledging where you're at and everything that you've been through, and you are still here, and how much strength is in that. There's so much strength in that. So yeah, but basically, yeah, I was saying you have these two kinds of overthinking. And another point was, when you have hard stuff, one thing that has really worked for me, or that is working for me, especially when I'm worried about things. When I start worrying, I start worrying about the silliest things, but also about the heaviest of things. So my brain kind of works in the way of, I start worrying about a tiny thing and it starts accumulating. Okay, it started with, you know, I bumped my toe hurts. And then I start like, you know, I start thinking of, for example, health issues, or I start worrying about health issues that don't exist with either myself or my loved ones, and it just becomes this like, and I can't stop that trail of thinking, or at least in the moment I think I can't stop it. I'm not sure if anyone relates, but yeah, that's usually how it goes for me. Like, it starts with one tiny worry, and then my mind completely blows it up. And a huge counter practice for me, and this, I know, don't laugh at me here, because honestly it works like a charm. It is the gratitude thing. I literally start out loud saying the things that I'm grateful for. I force myself to put on glasses to look through the lens of love and gratitude and beauty. And I think that's like such an important lesson for me that I've had, is that my perception of the world and of life is everything. So, and it's also up to me to decide how I see life. So I, like, up until recent years, it has been so easy to put on the glasses of darkness, depression, stress, anxiety, things going wrong, right? I put on the glasses of seeing all the shitty stuff, all the things that isn't going right, all the things that potentially couldn't go right, you know, everything that is wrong, everything I don't have yet. The world is a dark place, how society is evolving. Like, there's so much, if you look at it, there's so much we can stuff into our brains and completely overwhelm ourselves with, which again leads to the whole overthinking thing. But there is a counterbalance to that. The tractor is having a wonderful time. But yeah, there is a counterbalance to that. And that is seeing everything through the lens of love and gratitude. And that is something I'm deeply practicing these days. Because when you do that, life literally transforms in front of your eyes. When you put on the lens, or put on the glasses of seeing life through beauty and love and light and hope, that is what you get. That is what you feel. That is what you start living in. And I'm not saying that it's easy. It's a practice, like everything, like training a muscle. Like, you have to train it. You have to keep picking up those glasses and keep telling yourself that, hey, we're not going to touch the darkness, shitty depression glasses today. No, we're going to put on the love glasses, right? It is a practice to tell ourselves, choose which glass you want to see things through. But it works. It works like a charm. So when either life is throwing shit at me, but also when I'm just overwhelmed because of self-inflicted stuff, starting to tell myself the things that I'm grateful for completely shifts my mindset, or like the moment that I'm in. I'm not saying that I'm completely feeling, oh, like from one moment to another, I'm feeling wonderful. Like, that's not how it works, but it shifts your perspective enough to dampen, or how do you say it? To lessen that voice that just goes on repeat in your head, that wants you to see all the shit, like that wants you to see all the negative stuff. So for me, it's even like, oh wait, okay, Here we go again. I know I lose track of the practice that we're doing. I'm gonna try to talk whilst I do this. Keep on making the curved lines and be grateful. Like that, I guess that's literally what I'm saying. Keep on making the lines and be grateful. But yeah. Oh no, there we go again. Just give me a second here. Where was I going with this? Hey, Katja! Oh, thank you. Katja is saying, preach, sister. Oh, what though? It's not, I'm not trying to preach. It's just like, I guess once my mind just starts thinking, and once I start talking, I can't stop. Sorry. But I felt, oh, right. Okay. I think what I was getting at was that gratitude, of course, but like the interesting gratitude part, just shifting your perspective, right? Shifting your perspective from, oh, I have so much to do today. I have so many chores I need to get done. I need to do my homework. I need to fix the work stuff. I need to call these people. I need to show these people that, like, there's so many things in life that ask for our attention. And it's so easy to get lost in like feeling like it's too much, and it takes away from our ability to see what we actually have. Does that make sense? I noticed this very much with myself of like, oh, the house is a complete mess. Oh, everything is unrenovated. Everything, because we've been living in a house for 4 years that we basically haven't renovated. Well, my room, like this room of mine is everything. My partner, the best man ever to exist, he fixed the whole room for me so I could be comfortable. But yeah, the rest of the house is definitely a work in progress, and it's so easy to get lost in the feeling of everything is wrong, right? And the fact of the matter, is that how you say it? The matter of fact. The fact of the matter is that I have this home. I have this house. I live in the countryside, in this beautiful place with all this amazing, stunning Norwegian nature, where I can breathe in fresh air. I can take hour-long walks and not see a soul. And hey Don! I'm so happy that you're here. You were probably on your road trip. I hope you're doing okay and that you're having a wonderful time. But yeah, it's so easy to just get swept up by the negative side of the blessings that we have in our lives, right? And it causes overthinking again, because it's so easy to be wired in a way that you search for all the things that could have been better. And I'm not saying that in the sense of, oh, I think you are an ungrateful person, or I think I'm an ungrateful person, or like these kind of, I'm just saying it that it's such a conscious choice. It is such a conscious choice to be in the present. It is such a conscious choice how you see your life. It is such a conscious choice to see the value or the lack of everything you have, and just the way you see your life makes your life, right? I'm going deep here. I did not intend to do that. Sorry, but like, I think I think now that I think of it, I've had these realizations the last couple of days. Like, it's literally the way I choose to see my life is everything. It really is everything. Do I choose to see it through darkness, through lack, through uncertainty, through worry, through fear? Or do I choose to put my glasses on of love and of kindness and of gratitude? And I know I'm getting intense here, but it also makes me emotional, and then I get intense, so that's just, anyway. Yeah, it's a choice. That's what I'm getting at. And I think once we manage to make the choice of seeing things through the lens of goodness, it kind of automatically quiets all the worries and the to-dos and the negative self-talk that is in there. Simply because that, you know, when you're filled with so much gratitude for what you have, there's literally not space in your head to think about all the bad stuff that doesn't really exist. Now, that comes out wrong, but like, I really deeply hope that you guys kind of understand what I'm talking about. Like, there's a whole bunch of you here, and I'm just talking to myself, and I have no idea if anything makes sense. How are we doing with the lines, everyone? This is where, like, I haven't even filled half my page yet. So let's move on, because we were doing an art practice and it's kind of disappearing and me rambling about God knows what. But yeah, okay, last point, just gratitude. Please, if you can do anything for yourself when you're overthinking, when you're scared, when you're worried, self-inflicted or not, literally start saying out loud what you're grateful for and everything you have in your life, because I think that a lot of us have more than we on a day-to-day basis are aware of. So an example for me, now I'm rambling again, but when I do my dishes, for so many years that I've done my dishes, I'm like, oh gosh, I have to do the dishes. Oh, I have to clean my kitchen. Oh, I have to do the laundry. And it's like, and then when you start thinking about it, hey, I get to do my laundry. I get to clean my clothes in the washing machine that I have in my own bathroom. And I get to do my dishes that I've eaten healthy food from. I get to clean my kitchen that I can make food in. It's just like, when you make that perspective shift, I'm just trying to say that it changes your life. And can you tell that I've just recently had this realization because I'm so excited about it? But yeah, okay. Anyway, we have been working with, back to the art practice, we have been working with 2 colors so far, and we still have, or I still have 2 more to go. I have my dark brown and my creamy orangey one. So we've had straight lines that we use to sigh it out. We use the straight lines to sigh out our worries, to sigh out our overthinking. I'm like, I'm just letting it go. I just don't want to think about it. I'm letting it go. So for each line that we made, we sighed out the overthinking thought, the knot in our brain. Then we use the curved lines to fill it with gratitude instead. So for each curved line, whilst also trying to focus on being relaxed and just shaking our shoulders, shaking our hands, everything, trying to stay relaxed, we shifted our focus to the gratitude of the beautiful things that we have in our life. And now we're just, I'm not sure if we're able to to find more of the peace now that I've been talking about all this stuff. But we're gonna try, we're gonna try. Now, we're just gonna make dots and circles. Now, you don't have to know. I think, I remember when I started my art journey of just the thought of having to make a circle. Oh my God, that was how on earth do you make a circle? At least a circle that looks round, right? So what I'm trying to get at here is, do not feel the pressure, or try not to feel the pressure of your circle having to be round. I'm saying a circle, but honestly what I'm meaning is that we're just going to be making a thing that starts one place and ends at the same place. But it doesn't have to be round. It doesn't have to be smooth or nice. We're just we're just going to make like this. That's, I don't even know what that is. But we're just doing it like this. The only thing, again, I can encourage you to do is stay loose. You know what? Take a moment here to just loosen up the tension. Just, if you feel comfortable, do as I do. Just do a little dance with your hands and just flap a little bit like a chicken. We're just flapping it out, and we're just moving our neck a little bit. Be careful when you do that. Or I have to be careful because I have a lot of neck issues. And sometimes I just do this and then it makes a noise and then I'm stuck in that position and it hurts like freaking hell. So I have to do this carefully. But I'm doing it anyway because it feels nice. And then roll your shoulders. Do our little breathing exercise again if that feels nice. Overthinking. I think I've said that word a lot this stream. But it's all about finding the presence and just not having the expectations of fixing anything or getting rid of anything, but rather just, again, shift our focus to being here. We're just shifting our focus to the movement of our neck, of our shoulders, of moving our hands, stretching a little bit. See if you can really feel that. Can you feel it in your body? You just, I'm here right now. I'm just here. I'm just hanging out with this weird girl on a stream, and she's saying a lot of funky things, and I'm having a good time, and I'm enjoying my tea, and, I'm making some weird movements, and I'm just drawing some ridiculous lines, and that's it. That's all we need. That's all that's happening right now. And it's enough, and it's nice. It can be nice. Of we allow ourselves to be here. The world can wait. Life can wait. So like I said, we're just going to be making circles that don't have to look like circles. We're just going to start at one spot and then end it at the same spot. Whatever happens, like along the way to the ending of that dot, doesn't matter. Right? I'm not sure if that makes sense, but like even if it's, you know what? Let's not call it a circle. We're just going to start one place. And the only thing I encourage you to do is make it end at the same spot where you started. So give it a try before I add in some thinking practice here as well, because today we are combining thinking and visualization with the movements of our hands. So what I'm doing right now is just, I follow that weird shape that I made. And I just keep following it. I'm not lifting the tip of my paper, not yet. So just keep, if you've made a circle or you made a weird shape, keep following it with your brush or with your pencil. And just see if you can kind of disappear. Oh, I cannot do that without looking, but see if you can disappear into the movement of your own hand. So just keep looking at your hand and keep following that shape and just see if you can block everything else out. Everything that is happening, the only thing, I mean, that is happening right now is you, your pencil or your brush, following that shape. And nothing else matters. There's nothing else to think about, because this is literally the only thing that is happening, right? There's nothing urgent to run to, because if there was, you wouldn't be here with me. It's as simple as that. You wouldn't be here on this live stream with me if you had urgent things to do. So keep following that line on this weird shape or on your circle. See if you can find some peace, some fluidity, just some calm in seeing your hand making the shape. Follow it with your eyes. Follow your eyes with your hand. No, you can't say that. Follow your hand with your eyes. And just be here. And when you feel ready, go make another shape and do the same thing. And just see if you can be here. And if some intrusive, annoying thoughts show up, just do a little mental, like little slap and say, hey, I don't have to think about that right now, because right now I'm here and I'm just making a circle. I'm just making a shape, right? There's nothing else that matters. I wouldn't be here if something else was more important right now. Just give yourself that permission slip of doing this with me. And we're just making some shapes, right? This is not art. Or it is art. I mean, it is art, but it's like, this is by no means, this is not supposed to become something. This is purely about making lines and shapes with your favorite colors. And using that as a tool to be here. I really like soft colored pencils because it just really floats over the page. It just feels like, I like the feeling of it. I like the softness of it. Okay, I want another ridiculous shape. So I'm going to start one place. Once I have my shape, I just keep following it. Maybe you even can tune in on the sound of your brush or your pencil on the paper. It's a soothing sound. It's a very present sound. If you feel yourself tensing up, if you feel yourself making the movements from your hands rather than your shoulder, just shake it up a little bit. Take a break. Do a little chicken dance. Shake your hands, roll your shoulders back. So much worry and anxiety and overthinking, it literally manifests itself in the body. It just goes and sits in your muscles. It goes to sit in your solar plexus, in your belly, in your forehead. And when that happens, it's really important that we can be a team player with ourselves. So, you know, we have a mind, we have all beautiful minds, and our body follows along with that. And it's important that we keep treating this vessel right here with love and with attention, and keep telling that it's safe and that it's okay to feel and it's okay to be here. Like, it's, yeah, something that has really helped me again. I just keep talking about the things that have helped me, but I guess it's just really seeing myself as my own team player. Like, I want to play on my own team. I want to mentally play on my own team, meaning that when I do things, I am very deliberate about what kind of words and phrases and feedback I give myself. It used to be very self-sabotaging and negative in the past. Once I got aware of the importance of how I talk to myself, I found ways to give myself feedback and help myself out in a positive way mentally. But it also goes for the physical side of things, right? That I have to keep assuring myself, keep assuring my body that it is safe. I am safe. I am okay where I'm at. And I need to remind myself of that to feel comfortable. And I find that if I, again, funny enough, saying things out loud helps more than just saying it in my head. Like, oh, sorry, I'm just bumping into my desk here. But like literally telling myself, hey, I'm doing good. I'm safe. Everything is fine. Everything's okay right here. That has a bigger impact on how my body physically feels. So give that a try if you'd like. It's as if it's like a bigger, how do you call it? It's a more valid statement when I've said it aloud. Because we can think so many things, but like, we don't say all the things that we think out loud. Not at all. So when we actually say something, it feels like it's of a bigger importance. At least that's my logic around it. That's my logic. So yeah, if you'd like right now, whilst you're doing whatever you're doing, just take a moment to say, hey, I'm doing good. I am safe. I am allowed to relax. I am here. I am here in the present. Again, I'm just here watching a weird stream with this weird lady making weird shapes. And that's good. Okay, so I got some weird shapes going on. I'm just can you see that? Got some weird, lovely shapes. It was really nice drawing them, actually. So I got my weird shapes. I got my weird straight lines. I got my weird curved lines. I have one more color to go. And I know that in other practices, we've kind of done things that look a bit more complete towards the ends, whilst today, well, I literally have a red line across my entire page. Like, I don't know what this is, but I am also here to tell myself out loud that this is also okay. This is also making art. I am making art right now. I'm using my favorite colors. I'm using the colors that bring me joy to make lines and make shapes that physically release anxiety and overthinking. I'm not sure if it's working for you, but I hope that it does, or at least that some of the things that we are doing can help you think about things a little bit differently. But yeah, this is still art, and it's still fun, and I have come to really, really cherish that. I used to have such a perfectionist mindset about everything, but especially about art and things that I created. And ever since I kind of discovered making art for my mental and physical well-being, it's just an entire new universe that has opened for me. And oh yeah, also, oh, okay, we're at it again. I thought of something I want to say. Before I say that, you have your weird shape. Take your last color and start coloring in your weird shapes. Just take that color and start filling it into your weird shapes. And don't rush this process. Like, just make tiny circles. Again, stay loose. Everything here is supposed to stay loose. We're just here to be, we're just a blob, right? We're blobby chickens just doing blobby things. Word of wisdom for today. We're just blobby chickens doing blobby things. Remember that. But yeah. Just gently fill it in. Gently fill it in. And as you fill it in, we're going back to the side practice of like, oh, we're just here. We're just coloring something and nothing, right now, nothing else matters. We're going back to the practice of just sighing it out. And just really, really telling our bodies that everything is okay. And whatever happens next, wherever you go next, whatever the day asks of you next, you can face it. I know you can. I know you can. And this little practice here is you telling yourself that you can. You can find presence and peace in the moment. And that will be your superpower and your strength to get through whatever you need to get through. Again, you have gotten this far in life. You have survived all your challenges. You are a better, more beautiful, stronger, more resilient person than ever because of it. So you can face this too. So just fill this in and just have a peaceful time just listening to the sound of your pencil or your brush. Feel the movement of your strokes in your hand. Follow it with your eyes. Listen to the music. I think there's still music at least. Hey, wait a minute. How long haven't we had music? I'm so sorry. Okay, wait. Please tell, have we not had any music for the... Oh. The last song was Turn to You, which is... Oh. Well, how strange. Anyway, I'll put the music on again. Apologies. It said that this playlist is 1 hour and 26. Oh, right, of course. Oh, I'm talking to myself. Don't mind me. Keep making your strokes. I've put the music on again. I don't know how long you've been without it. Apologies for that. But yeah, filling your shapes. And what I was going to say, which I'm so excited about, and I haven't really... Yeah, I've mentioned it some places here and there, but I'm launching my tiny business in 2 weeks, but I'm also launching what I would say is my little art passion project, my little art baby. I don't know what to call it, but I'm launching an emotional universe where we will travel through our emotional worlds with creativity. Now that might sound quite, how do you call it? Complicated. But it's simply just me starting a new channel where I will be sharing lots and lots of meditative and peaceful art practices, short and long versions. I will be sharing conversations with beautiful artistic people on how we can stand stronger and more resilient in our lives. I will be sharing very beginner-friendly painting tutorials and musical playlist with all my favorite music to hopefully set the mood for your creative practices. And yeah, this emotional universe that we will travel through with creativity is called Imovara. I've invented the word. It's not a real word, but it's like a magical It's a magical world for a magical universe that hopefully can become, the intention is that it becomes the safe haven that I know my inner child and younger self desperately needed. And I hope that with that intention, it can reach out to you as well, and that it can become this beautiful, authentic, safe, creative space for all our lovely souls, where first and foremost we find joy and love and hope through creativity, and we find peace with who we are, and we find acceptance with ourselves through creativity. It's like basically just, oh, thank you, Lissa. Lissa is saying, yeah. That makes me really happy. Thank you. But yeah, it's just going to be this new channel. I know it's a new channel, but like I thought it was just fitting. That's going to be filled with art and creative tutorials and guided sessions and music and people. That's all about using creativity as a tool to find a more fulfilled and happy and authentic life for ourselves. I hope that is what it will become. I have no idea, of course, because it's still just a work in progress, but in 2 weeks you will see. And I'm very nervous, I'm very excited. It is not like, I think the biggest difference here is I'm not a teacher, right? I'm just being me. And I'm using everything that we are doing right now and everything that this Imovara universe is just me doing things that work for me. And I hope that by sharing it, it can extend like the love and the hope and the joy that I wish to feel for life. I hope that it can extend to you through the things that I do. But it's not like, hey, I'm an art teacher or I'm a therapist. Like I'm nothing. I'm just being me. I'm just trying to figure things out. And I know now the importance of art in all of this, the importance of creativity, to find that joy and to find that hope and to find that community. Yeah. So there's that. There's that. It's out. It's out. And I don't really know how to talk about it yet, because this has just been like a thing in my head for so many months now, and I haven't shared it with anyone. And now it's just like I'm slowly sprinkling it out there. Slowly. And then I just hope that it becomes what I hope that it becomes. Right? Anyway, enough. I feel like I've spent half of this little stream promoting the things that I'm doing. That was not my intention. Like, I'm just excited about things, and I really love talking to you, like having this monologue where I know that you are listening. that kind of thing. And I love you know what? Okay. I don't know what this stream is, but who cares? I'm just so excited to be excited. Does that sound weird? I think that's it. I'm just so excited, to feel happy about something, to look forward to something, to feel that things that I've been working on for so many months, it's coming together, it's really happening. And it's just, I'm excited, and I'm so unfamiliar with the feeling of being excited, because I've lived so long having these glasses on, seeing the world through darkness and sadness and pain and suffering, right? Those are the glasses I've worn for the majority of my life. And I am just rediscovering life now that I'm wearing the glasses of love and light and hope and encouragement and these kind of things. And it's just beautiful. It's just magnificent. It's just, oh, like, I love this. I love this. So, yeah. That's all. Anyway, I'm just gonna fill in the rest of my shapes here. And yeah, I hope for your sake that you managed to fill the page a little bit more than I did. I still have a lot of white space left, but who cares? I've been enjoying doing it, so. I have enjoyed the sound of my pencil on the page. I have enjoyed making doodles with my favorite colors. I have enjoyed spending time with you. And talking to you. Also, if you're new here and you would like to be part of like more on a day-to-day basis with a lovely, kind community with amazing creative people, we have a very beautiful Discord server, which is basically just like, yeah, it's an online community where we chat about anything from life stuff, our struggles, our successes, our creativity, what we ate for dinner, like we're talking about bananas and carpets, and it's like, you know, we talk about everything. And so if you feel that you'd like to be part of something like that, or just have a little look, the link is in the description. I would for sure love to have you there. So yeah. Okay, so you know, my little perfectionist brain is now showing up and saying like, gosh, what have you been doing, Frederike? Like, what is this? Well, my newly found confident Frederike is saying, this is me processing overthinking through a very healthy and lovely way with colors and shapes, and yeah. So, you know, that's kind of like what I talked about at the beginning, which is like, oh, thank you, Emma. That is so nice. Thank you for being excited with me, Don and Lisa and Emma, and like all of you who are watching behind the scenes, like in the background. It's just, thank you for being here and for being excited with me. It's just, it's so strange and it's so wonderful. So, but yeah. So my newly found confidence is saying like, this is good. Like, it doesn't look like anything. But it doesn't have to be anything other than that I had a lovely time doing that. And yeah, like I said, in the Imovara universe, I will also be sharing beginner-friendly art tutorials. So it's not just always like it's not just abstract art. It will be a lot of landscape tutorials and these kind of things, just things that are pretty and lovely and that anyone can create if you find a little confidence, which I will give you if you don't have that, because anyone can make these landscapes and anyone can paint and everyone can find joy through art. And so, oh yeah, I have definitely talked a lot because I'm like, my lips are dry, my mouth is dry, I had all my tea left. So, okay, well, I'm not gonna apologize. If you didn't want to hear me ramble, you'd be gone by now. So I'm taking that as taking that as a good sign. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Ooh, and also just look at this. Just like, okay, sorry, I have to show it off. Like, this is so fun. I have my little kit. I have my little art and healing kit. I have my little mug. Oh, gosh, life is weird. Life is weird. Thank you for coming along for the ride and for being here. It just, yeah. It's just, I know it sounds corny, but I wouldn't be where I'm at if it weren't for you. And I'm not trying to make this dramatic or anything. It's just like, you amazing people have shown me that good people still exist, and that so much joy and so much goodness and so much hope can be found if you talk to the right people. And you guys are the right people. You are so much the right people. You are so beautiful and so kind and so wonderful, and I truly, truly mean that. I truly, truly mean that, and I hope you can take that to heart. So, yeah. Thank you for being that. Thank you for being that, yes, and thank you for being here. So, I think this stream is coming to a beautiful end. I hope you managed to make some lines and some doodles. I hope you managed to sigh it out a little bit, just shake it out. If you're overthinking, if you're stressed, if life is asking a lot of you these days, just know that you have the strength to sit through it. Know that you also have the permission to just let it go. Just let it, like, you know, some things we cannot control, and the best things we can do for ourselves, for our mental health, is to just say, you know what, I'm just letting it go, and we're just gonna see how it turns out. And if you take anything away from this stream, please remember that how you perceive the world is everything. What kind of glasses you choose to put on in the morning, the loving, the kind, the beautiful ones, or the dark, the suffering, the painful ones, that is what determines your day, that is what determines your life. So keep that in mind if you can. Oh, also, before we go, I forgot to say, there's another live stream next Thursday. Usually we do this every other week. It's not an Art for the Heart live stream next week. It's going to be Gifts of Love. Now, I don't know if any of you remember, but last year, this time, I created my first ever paintings to sell, which were these really tiny paintings that I called Gifts of Love, with the intention of when you give this tiny painting to someone, it's like the ultimate token of love. And I'm doing it again this year. I'm gonna do it again this year. I'm gonna be making Gifts of Love, and I thought, you know what, since I made a stream about it last year, I'm gonna do it again this year, which is next Thursday. I am going to be painting a bunch of Gifts of Love paintings, tiny paintings with cute motifs and with all the love and all the good stuff. I will be sitting by the fireplace. I will be making it cozy. We're just gonna have a very jolly, lovely pre-Christmas autumny time. Like, Christmas is a bit too early, I think. A cozy autumn time, right? So that's next week. So bring either your art supplies or bring a book or just bring a cup of tea, whatever you feel like. You can follow along, but I'm not going to be focusing on having it like a follow along stream, more just like a hanging out and cozy chatty time stream. So I hope to see you there. That would be amazing. And yeah, the week after that, I have my shop launch and Imovara Universe live stream launch. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's 2 weeks from now. Remember, November 1st. It's a Saturday. Oh my god. Exciting times. Exciting times. Okay, I'm gonna go now before I just, I drown you guys in all this too much positive energy. Also, I'm exhausted. So, the funny thing is that when I turn up the camera, I'm just gonna go lay in bed right now, and this is me in 2 minutes. So don't be fooled. I have my energy levels, like, they are drained, but I'm hyper because I'm excited, so. Okay, I should shut up now. Wait, let me find an off button. Where's the off button? There is the off button. Okay, I can click on end stream. So thanks everyone for being here, for joining me today. It meant everything. You guys are so lovely. I'm so grateful that you hang out with me. And yeah, next week, next Thursday, 7 p.m. CEST? Well, just keep like an eye out on, because I'll schedule it tomorrow or something. Gifts of Love live stream. Yeah. Okay. Bye everyone. Thank you for tonight.